Killer whales could be learning to attack small boats. Scientists are warning about an increase in what appear to be coordinated attacks by orcas on several vessels off the coast of Europe. One boat actually had to be abandoned and left to sink in the Strait of Gibraltar. So to find out what could be driving these attacks, because it's really fascinating.
It's really fascinating.
We want to bring in Jeff Corwin. He's a biologist and wildlife conservationist. Thank you so much for joining us, Jeff.
My pleasure, Nancy. And good morning, Anne-Marie.
Good morning.
So this is fascinating. It also speaks to the level of intelligence here. Do orcas, how do they even start on this? Do they mimic behaviors of other whales on their pod? Can they just blame it on that one bad orca that influences the rest of them?
I know. I heard it was bad teenagers.
You know, Nancy, it's fascinating here in the comfort of a studio or my home off New England. It would probably be terrifying if you were in a little wooden sailboat. But the truth is, it is very interesting behavior, and it really highlights the incredible intelligence of orca whales. So what we're seeing is adaptive behavior. We're learning about how they actually learn from their environment and then take those skill sets and share them and teach them to other whales. Now, there's sort of one infamous orca, a dominant female known as white Gladys, that she's probably the original one that created this novel behavior. And one theory is that it could be just play or sport. Of course, it wouldn't feel very playful, again, if you were in that boat.
Sure. It's fun to them.
But these are curious creatures. They're very intelligent creatures. The other theory is that this is the result of a very a negative experience, a traumatic event. So there are a number of examples where boats have stoved or hit whales in the Mediterranean and off the coast of Spain. So it's likely that White Gladys had this traumatic experience, learned from it. Now she associates whales as her part of her team to survive in this pod. And she's looking at these boats as the enemy. And she's basically taking that behavior, learned, casting it and deflecting it to the ships and teaching that to the other whales.
So, when this first started popping up, we've been using phrases like seeking revenge, or I read another article that said, well, sometimes orcas engage in trendy behavior, like literally trending things, like we have trending videos like that. And I thought to myself, are we kind of putting human rationality onto orcas? I mean, I understand why an orca would see a boat as a threat. I don't think orcas seek revenge, do they?
Anne-Marie, what are you suggesting? That human beings reach out for the lowest common denominator, the lowest hanging fruit, and the most sensationalistic answer? Of course we are. We always do that. We reflect what we call anthropomorphism. We give human-like traits to wild creatures. With that said, orcas and many other cetaceans or whale species are incredibly intelligent. They rely not so much on instinct, this innate hardwired way to survive, but they learn, they discover, they explore, they're adaptive, they're incredibly successful. They live in harsh, austere, cold water environments, but they are the pinnacle predator. They are literally the aquatic lion of the savannah because they're intelligent, they're adaptive, they have personality. There's a lot going on inside the brain of an orca whale.
You say that they are the pinnacle predator, but at the same time, we have also been their predator, to your point about why they even do this to begin with. I like the idea that this, as much as it's not fun for the person in the boat, I like the idea that this is more playful rather than this is them adapting because they themselves have been hurt. And this is how they're trying to survive. What kind of patterns of aggression are we seeing between humans and orcas?
Well, Nancy, this is not the first time where orca whales have looked at human beings as the bad case scenario situation in their environment. And they face incredible threats, climate change, competition between human beings for their fisheries. But overall, orcas are doing pretty good around the planet despite the challenges we face. We do have a southern species or subspecies of orca that is considered critically endangered. But globally, whales face significant challenges. Right here where we live, right off the coast of Cape Cod where I live, we have a species of whale, the North Atlantic right whale. According to IFAW, which is the International Fund for Animal Welfare, this species has now collapsed. It is on the brink of extinction. They only produced 11 surviving offspring.
Wow.
So while the orca faces challenges, whales like the Northern Atlantic right whale will likely be extinct in our lifetime. Why? They get entangled in fishing nets and ghost nets. They're getting stoved or they're getting hit by container ships like the orcas are by sailboats, and climate change. They migrate their way up to the North Waters in Maine, where their fisheries has collapsed because the Bay of Maine is the fastest warming body of water on the planet.
Wow.
So around the planet, we are seeing challenges. For the most part, orcas are resilient, intelligent, adaptive, and they're doing okay. What tomorrow holds, who knows?
Right. A good message to leave us with, Jeff. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.